Hi everyone, this is Sandman, and this is my second video, and it's entitled Women Are Incapable of Love. So today I'd like to talk to everyone about their favorite four-letter word, and the difference between how men and women experience love, and why I believe that most women are essentially incapable of love. But before I bring up why I believe women in general are incapable of loving men, I think it's important to define love from a male perspective. So, what is love? My definition is that love is a chemically induced altruism triggering irrational behavior towards women in the minds of men. When a man falls in love with a woman, his reason and judgment become impaired by the quote unquote happy hormones and chemicals released by the brain. And if those chemicals are powerful enough, men cease to think and act in their own self interests. And women understand this, and this is why I believe many women are interested in hearing those three magical words from many guys, and those words being, I love you. If women felt the same way that men do, then they wouldn't need the constant reminder from men. And, things like flowers, letter writing, jewelry, and other small gestures of affection would be something that they wouldn't need. And these gestures seal in the minds of women that the man that they are with really loves them. If they experience love the same way that men do, then they don't need constant reminders of male affection. So maybe women that don't need these constant small gestures in their relationships have a better understanding of their own mental state or a better understanding of love in general. Maybe they're actually capable of experiencing love the same way as men. I don't really have enough knowledge to make that call. But in my own personal experience, these types of females make up a very small minority of the population. Now, I don't take religion very seriously, and effectively I'm an atheist. But I do find something interesting in the Bible. According to God, men are commanded to love their wives. Women, on the other hand, are commanded to be subservient and obey men. There is no commandment for women to love their husbands. Maybe the biblical writers knew something that we don't today. Maybe they knew that women are effectively incapable of love. The story of Adam and Eve is also interesting if we reverse it. What if Adam had come to Eve and offered her the apple instead? Personally, I don't think Eve would have eaten it. Instead, she might have gone to God and said, Adam tried to get me to eat the forbidden fruit. How dare him? Her reasoning ability would have remained intact, but Adam was in love. So eating the apple from the tree of knowledge was a no-brainer. He loved Eve, so his choice to eat from the tree was not impaired by a rational thought process. He was probably just going along with her nagging. The devil went to the woman first, knowing she would go out of her way for male attention, and that she would disarm his ability to think rationally. Eve was like a Trojan horse, used to disarm his defenses and convince him to do something he wouldn't have otherwise done, if you believe such things. Today, women want men to buy them things because it goes against men's natural and rational self-interests to spend money on women. Once women are sure that the man is acting irrationally, hence in love, they know that he is under her spell and becomes easier to control, and then becomes the informal property of the woman. And the man becomes a slave to the pharmacy found in his own head. Evolution has made it this way, otherwise men would see that marriage and children are actually not in his own best interests, and thus there would be no procreation of the species, and we would all come to an end. Everything around us is created to perpetuate the illusion that women love men the same way that men love women. If this illusion was broadly exposed to be just that, an illusion, it is quite conceivable that women and human populations in general would fall. This is what we are seeing in Japan currently. Men are using their reason and rational thinking instead of flooding their bodies with love hormones. Thus, they are shunning the women in their own society. Today's pop culture writes women characters in film and television to behave and feel and act exactly like men. Oftentimes, male scriptwriters are writing the female characters the way they really want women to be in real life. And men are seeing this as a form of not only entertainment, but socialization. But in fact, this is just an illusion. And women are also being conditioned by pop culture to act more like men. They appear more fully empathetic and altruistic on film and television, and therefore, women in real life are attempting to take on these same qualities. In general, women can leave their relationships more often and more easily emotionally than men. Love is so powerful in men that they are more likely to kill themselves when they lose their wives and access to their own children. Long after a man loses his sexual attraction for a wife, he continues to love her and the children. He holds firmly to the relationship at all cost in most cases. But the woman knows no love for him, so it becomes easier for her to leave. I believe the higher relationship dissatisfaction that women experience today has something to do with the fact that they can become more emotionally detached from their partners. If evolution made women love men the same way that men love women, then it would hurt reproduction. Women would not seek out the better, stronger mates and replace the ones that they are currently with because the current ones are incapable of providing for them and their children. They would stay with the partners they love and not look for the better ones. They would also spend too much time caring for offspring that they knew had no chance of surviving into adulthood. The types of loving and emotional women that most men want to marry these days are not widely available in the gene pool because they are the ones that have the least chance of surviving and passing on their genes down to future generations. It's the unloving, selfish, and opportunistic women that make up the majority of the gene pool. They have a better chance of passing down their genes, and on the other side, the men that easily fall in love act against their own self-interests have the greatest chance of replicating their genes and spreading their seed as widely as possible. Love becomes a hindrance and a nuisance for female reproduction, and love is a benefit for men looking to procreate. Most women can love through friendship, family, and other common interests, but they are incapable of romantic and passionate love in general. True artistic and emotional passion works against women from an evolutionary standpoint. Rational thinking also works against women because it means they would stay with the man that loves them instead of pursuing other opportunities. It's ironic that the loving and selfless women that many men seek out today are genetic slim pickings. The nasty, selfish women are more likely to reproduce and perpetuate the species, and therefore they're the ones that we're surrounded with. Well, that's it for this topic. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them down below in the comments section. Until next time, cheers.